to sitting for a large part of the day.
Yeah, and our next guest says that improving our posture while sitting can reduce inflammation and help us feel better both mentally and physically. Here with chair exercises to undo the hunch is body and posture expert Liza Egbogah. Welcome back to the show.
So we said it there off the top. So how can better posture help with our physical and our mental health?
So a lot of times when we think about posture, I mean, the first thing for a lot of people is that having good posture helps you look better, because when you are slouched in, you look shorter. A lot of people associate that with you looking older. So by having good posture, you look better. And then number two, you actually function better. So when you have better posture and you're in alignment, your muscles and your joints aren't as irritated. They don't have to overwork. So there's less wear and tear on your joints, less inflammation of your muscles, which means not only will you look better, but you'll also feel better. And then to top it off, when you have good posture, so when you're nice and you're open, your body produces more endorphins, which are your feel-good chemicals in your body, so you feel better. But when you're slouched and in the hunch, it actually increases your cortisol, which is the hormone associated with stress. And one more thing, so mental health, physical health, and even your digestion. So when you have bad posture and you're slumped in, things do not move through as well. So you end up with constipation. You can have irritable bowel syndrome. So yeah, so many benefits to improving your posture.
You said constipation. I was like, okay, let me really get myself together. Okay, that all sounds so good. So how can chair exercises help us?
So with the chair, think of it as chair yoga. When muscles are tight and certain muscles are overstretched, it pushes you into a bad posture. So by strengthening the weak muscles to pull you back and stretching the tight muscles, you can help improve your posture. And for a lot of people, they're literally chained to their desk all day, so they can't actually get up. So by having exercises you can do at your desk, that's so helpful. And then a lot of people have mobility issues where they can't wait there. So they can't do exercises while they're on their feet, or they may be limited by being in a wheelchair. But with chair exercises, you can still do those exercises. So it's really accessible to everyone.
Ready to do some?
Yes, absolutely.
Ready to do some? Okay, I don't know. Maybe they can do some in their chairs as well.
I hope they will.
Okay, so we're going to all do it right here. And we're going to do the first one, which you call a seated side bend.
Yes. So to do this exercise, what you're going to do is you're going to take your arms and you're going to bring them over your head and interlock your fingers, and then you release your pointer fingers.
Okay.
And then with your feet firmly planted and you really want your hips seated in your chair, you're going to slowly bend to your right side.
How far are we going?
Until you have to maintain your feet on the ground and you have to maintain your hips. So as far as you can go
without tipping over.
Yes, exactly. So while both cheeks are on the chair and your feet are on the ground.
How long are we holding
this? And then you want to hold that for 10 seconds.
Okay, Lynn. Okay.
And then you want to slowly come up. And then you want to...
You guys look really good.
I know, you guys are doing really good.
And you want to do the same thing on the other side and hold it for 10 seconds.
This feels really good.
It does.
I didn't know I needed.
It's a good stretch, but it also feels like you're working, right?
You're
it's not
working.
easy.
Yes.
What is it doing to help us?
So with this exercise, as you felt, to prevent you from actually tipping over completely, you had to engage your core. You had to engage your core.
Your obliques.
Yes, and you had to engage your glutes in order to prevent you from tipping over. So not only are you stretching your hip flexor and your quadratus lumborum muscles, you're actually strengthening those muscles that support good posture.
Okay, no, that was fantastic. All right, so this next exercise I'm really interested in because it's about undoing the hunch, which I think as soon as we say hunch, we're all feeling for that little part in the back of our neck. How do we do this?
Okay, so for this one, which is one of my favorites, you're actually going to take your hands and you're going to interlock your fingers right behind your head.
Okay.
Okay? And then if you cannot reach or interlock your fingers, it's fine to just hold your fingers at the back of your head. You don't have to interlock them. And then what you want to do is you want to squeeze your shoulder blades together. So imagine
you're widening your elbows out.
Yes, and imagine that I have like a pen in between your shoulder blades.
Oh, and I'm trying to hold the pen?
And you're trying to hold that pen. And so that's really going to get the right muscles. And then you should also feel a stretch in your chest. So you should feel those pec muscles stretching and your chest opening up.
Okay.
And you want to hold that for 5 nice breaths.
All right, and what is this doing for us?
So as you can feel when you're doing that, you feel that your pec muscles are stretching. Those muscles tend to tighten as we hunch over our computer, hunch over our phone. So by stretching them, it allows our shoulders to go back. And then by squeezing your shoulder blades together, you're actually strengthening the stabilizer muscles that will naturally pull your shoulders back. So even after the exercise is done, the right muscles are stretched and strengthened to support the hunch being undone.
Yeah.
I love that.
Under
Okay,
hunch.
that's upper body. Why don't we do some lower body moves right now? And you say this next one is called it's a pelvic exercise.
Yeah, so it's essentially a pelvic rock. And what we're doing is we're tucking our pelvis and then we're bringing it back. So to tuck your pelvis, it's
This one
almost
sounds like it's going to
I
look
know.
funny.
yeah, so it's
I know,
almost like you're doing a little crunch,
Okay.
a little crunch.
Is it okay?
And then it's like you're trying to create an arch in your back and stick your butt out.
So I'm crunching and arching?
Yes.
I'm
so you
crunching
go,
and arching.
you're
Okay.
crunch, and you arch. And when you think about this, think about like you're sitting on a big ball and you want to roll that ball back and forward.
Okay.
Right? Or like you're riding on something and you're riding front and forward.
Okay. It's almost like a Kegel a little bit. Where you're-
Exactly. So you're using those really deep core muscles.
Okay.
And it should feel like you're riding. So if there's a ball under you,
Yes.
you are rolling
There's
forward
a
and
ball
back.
underneath us.
A stability ball, exercise ball. There you go.
Like, okay, it
Okay,
feels...
you want to do that. You want to do that 10 times.
All right, we have time for one more exercise. It's a good thing that we're in pants for this one. Talk to us about this one.
Yes. So with this one, we're doing a wide-legged forward fold.
Okay.
So you're going to get a little bit more to the edge of your chair so that you can bring your legs open as wide as you can.
Mhm.
And then you want to bring your palms together.
Okay.
And then you want to slowly forward with a flat back so that your elbows are in the inner part of your knees.
Ooh, that's
Okay.
stretching the inner thigh.
Yes.
Okay.
So as you slowly bend forward, you should feel your elbows push more into the inner thigh, and you should feel that stretch right in the groin area.
How far down
Right in
or,
the hip,
like,
as,
should we go?
as far as you can
As
without
far as
tipping
you
over.
go, okay.
Act like
Yeah.
you're at the club, Mel.
Yeah.
No, you can, girl. Get down there, girl.
While focusing on the stretch and the opening of your hip flexors and those groin muscles. And one of the keys with
Feels
this
good.
one is to really breathe in, and as you breathe out, your elbows are going more into the inner thigh,
Okay.
and you're really feeling those hips open up.
And it's great for mobility because we're so tight in our hips.
Absolutely. In fact, that is one of the biggest causes of slouching and poor posture is having tight hip flexors. When they're tight, since they attach to the hip and to our lower back, they literally force you forward into a croissant.
Oh,
And by loosening up those muscles, it helps to elongate you. So you don't have, it's like this elastic pulling you down all the time.
Yeah.
It opens up and lets you bounce back.
I feel better already, don't
Yeah.
you? Yeah. Simple and